Hey everybody, this is Rusty again with Collector Auctions, and I am getting ready to go to a little Comic-Con over in Frederick, Maryland. Now this is a pretty decent sized show for a hotel room type show. I've been to the show before. It is a lot of comic book dealers, and what's nice is that it is primarily just comic books. They call themselves a Comic-Con. They do have a few local artists sometimes that are here. Nobody I've really recognized, but I've seen some of the art from some of these artists, and it's really good. So it's a little bit bigger than your normal hotel weekend show, but I am looking for some nice keys today. This is a companion video to my comic book recon video from a few episodes ago, where I went to my local LCS and did some scouting out for some pretty good books that I'm looking at maybe picking up over their huge Thanksgiving Day sale. So I'm going to use today to go into this show, and I'm going to do a little price comparison and see if I can get a better deal today, or am I going to wait to the next day, to Wednesday, for the first day of the sale over Thanksgiving at my LCS. I'm going to see which one has the better deal. It's not often that you've got that chance to sort of price shop so close together. You got the show. This is Sunday, and then on Wednesday will be the sale. So you guys will probably be seeing this video. Actually, you'll probably be seeing this Wednesday morning. So while you're watching this, I'm literally getting ready to go into the comic book shop, and we'll do a follow-up video on that, and you'll get to see what I get at the store, as well as I may do just compare a little bit, and I'll talk about that in that video. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm getting ready to go in. Guys, you have a great day, and I will see you in just a few minutes. Enjoy. If I take some footage at the show here, I will show you that. If I don't take any footage, I will show you the books that I get today. So, all right, guys, hang on, and I will talk to you in a minute. All right, everybody, I hope that you enjoyed watching some of the footage from the show, see some of the great books that were there. They had a lot of toys there, and as I said, this was a small show, but in a big ballroom at one of the local hotels over in Frederick, Maryland. They do this show several times a year. The group that puts it on, they also do the one down in Annandale, Virginia, and it's a much smaller show. They have sports cards there as well, but this one's strictly a comic book show, and they have local artists. And I didn't get a chance to shoot anything out there. They have them out there in a separate area, and there's some local artists. They have some really nice things as well if you're into that. Me, on the other hand, I was going there for a reason. I was looking for books that I had been scouting at my local LCS for their big Thanksgiving Day sale. So I had went there a couple days ago, and you can watch that video now just a few episodes ago where I do an LCS recon. I went to my LCS and I checked out what books that they had, what their prices were, looked over the conditions, and knew what the discount was going to be coming up for their Wednesday sale. Now, when you all see this video, it's going to be Wednesday. I literally will be on my way to the store as we speak. And the whole idea of this Comic-Con, this little show, was to go try to find some of those same books. And we're not talking necessarily there were some pretty big keys in there, and there was also some smaller keys. And pretty much I was kind of doing a price comparison. And so I went to the show with the mind that this is what I'm going to look for. And it started that way, and I'll show you what I picked up, because on one book, I went ahead and picked it up because the condition was as good as the one that I saw at my LCS. And so I knew what the price was there, and I knew what the price was at the show. So that's why I went ahead and picked this one book up. And then I'll show you what else I picked up as well. But let's just start with that. We'll start with the first book that I found, and that was Marvel Secret Wars #8. This right here is the origin of Spider-Man's new costume. Of course, this becomes Venom. I've got this book in my collection. I bought these when they were coming out. I haven't bought this book since they came out, to be honest with you. Price has really gone up. But this market right now, its prices have gone down a little bit. And I thought this was a good time to jump back on this book. This book is in fantastic shape. It is the one I saw up at my LCS. Conditions very comparable. And I know what the price was up there, and I know what I paid for it here. And before you guys get on my case again about not giving prices out necessarily what I'm spending sometimes, honestly, the dealers that I work with, I get deals from them, and I don't want to put them in a position of saying, well, why did you give them a deal and you didn't give me a deal? So I'm going to keep the prices private. That's the explanation on that. I don't need to be giving you a price on everything that I give like that, and that's the reason why. But I got a good price on this because I also bundled it with something else. But this book right here was in fantastic shape. They had 2 of them, and I would have gotten both of them, except that I ended up finding something I liked even better, and I still wanted to get one of these, but I wanted to get the other one instead. So I tried to pick between the 2, and I think I picked pretty good. We'll see how this goes. At the very least, I'm hoping this will come out as a 9.6 after I do a little bit of cleaning and pressing on it. I'm outside shot. I wouldn't have done this if I didn't think I could have get a 9.8 on this. So that's why I did that. That's why, a 9.8, and I'll put the value for what a fair market value for a 9.8 or a 9.6 will be. And hopefully that's what this will eventually come back as. We'll use this video as a comparison some months later when we actually get this graded. But I'm really happy to have that. I will not be picking this up at my LCS at this point. All right, so let's give a shout out to the dealer that I picked up this book from. This was the Eclectic Nerd, and I think he said he was on Facebook, and he ended up having to write down the name. He didn't have any promotional material for me to take with him. He didn't really have a website, but he's on Facebook, I believe he said, and Instagram. And I don't know. I'm on Instagram. At least I have an account for Instagram, but I don't know much about how to communicate through that. But I see a lot of comic book dealers really start to use the Elite as a selling platform. So I might have to look into that a little bit more. But the other book that I picked up from him, and this is the reason I didn't pick up a second copy of this, was they had a super nice copy of X-Men 129, the first appearance of Kitty Pryde and the White Queen, Emma Frost. And this is a book I had in my PC. I had an original version, and then I bought a better version some years later. And I got the better version graded. It came back as a 9.0. I didn't agree with that grade. I may have to break it out at some point, but I just happened to be looking at some other X-Men books. I wasn't necessarily in the market for this, but I was looking at his wall, and I said, well, let me take a look at it. And especially after this came, and it was a really good price on it. And I said, well, let me take a look at this. And I looked at the price on that, and I'm like, oh, this is really nice. I mean, really nice. And I'm going, is this 9.6 quality? Is this even 9.8? I mean, I'm looking at this. The spine is spotless. Things look good. It has nice sharp corners down here. And I'm going, okay, this is how this show is going to go. This was me picking up these 2 books within maybe 15 minutes, half hour at the most, of me walking around the show, looking at the walls, looking at the books that I was comparing to my LCS, like I was just talking about. And I saw this, and when I went in, I wanted to go ahead and get that Secret Wars, and I saw this, and I'm going, okay, that's all I got to do today. I've spent enough money for today. So this is it, guys. My comic book haul from the Frederick, Maryland Comic Book Con was 2 books. These 2 right here, all from the same dealer, all within the first 15 minutes of the show. And I still looked around the show, and there were still plenty of my friends that I've dealt with and I've talked to that I've bought from. And I still walked around the show, and I was still looking to see if there was anything else that popped up. And I will tell you, it's like it was hard for me to continue looking really hardcore at that point because, as I said, I spent enough on these 2 books alone. I know that my buddy from Longbuck's Love Affair, he ended up with a nice little haul. If you get a chance, watch his video. He did one a couple days ago where he did the video and he showed you some of the things he picked up. In fact, he picked up some of the books from his haul about 5 minutes before I ended up picking up these from the same dealer. I remember seeing him there. I hadn't had a chance to talk to him, but I literally ran into him afterwards. But I had seen him leave that table as I was going up. So yeah, the show was really good. They had a lot of other really good deals. It's just I had spent enough money at that point. So I had a great time. It was great seeing him. It was great seeing Cool Stuff Collectibles. It was nice seeing Jim and all the other guys from Pop-Up Comics that were there. And I love those guys. They always have really good things. It was honestly, guys, if you watch the video and you're going, like, Russ, why didn't you buy something from us? And it was mostly because I literally picked up these 2 books and that was it. Like, I can't keep buying everything. So I will, but I will, I'll be back. I'll go back down. We'll find some other keys eventually, and we'll get some of those books from you guys as well. Okay, so that is it for today, guys. I will be back in Maryland shortly. As you can tell by the different location, I'm not at home right now, but I'll be heading back. We'll be going to the big Thanksgiving Day sale I was talking about at Cards, Comics, and Collectibles. We'll do a video on that and show you some of the things I pick up. So right now, I will not see you guys until after Thanksgiving. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will see you for the next video after that. Take care and happy holidays, and drive safe if you're traveling. Take care.